What's one thing you learned at church today?
One thing I learned in church today is my relationship with God is not dependent on Him, but it's dependent on me.
What's one thing you learned at church today?
I learned how, like Apostle was speaking about sacrifice and how God will come in and want sacrifice from you. It's not always about you, or me, I, what I can get, but what God wants from me. So I'm taking in this next week more sacrifice.
What's one thing you learned from church today?
To not compare yourself to somebody because you're unique in the way you want yourself to be.
Joe, what's one thing you learned from church today?
Probably the biggest thing that I got is to actually that you should allow yourself to be transformed for real, and not, a lot of times we tend to want to add God to what we're already doing instead of allowing God to come into us and actually transform us, transform our minds and our hearts, and do things His way. Yeah, that would have to be the biggest thing that I got today. To do it for real, to be for real about it, and allow yourself to be open to what it is that God wants for you. One of the things the apostle said today was a lot of times it's I. And when you allow yourself to be transformed, it becomes a sacrifice, and it becomes about other people and about God mostly. So I would have to say that, being transformed.
All right, Asia, what's one thing you learned from church today?
One thing I learned from church today was something that Apostle said that was so powerful. He pretty much said, God is my source and not my resource. And that's like me right in the middle of the head, especially as a millennial, seeking jobs, seeking business. We always asking Him for, God do this, God do this. And He's like, did you forget I'm who I am? And I'm like, you know what, you're right. You are my source, not my resource. And let me get it together. But yeah, that was it.